cheesesteak.
When I turned 7, my parents got me an Xbox One, which was definitely an upgrade from my dad's old Xbox 360 that he tried to get me set up on, but the thing was just shot, because that's what happens when you leave a console as fragile as the 360 unused for almost 10 years. I got 2 games to start with, which were Lego Batman 3 and Back to the Future the Video Game 30th Anniversary Edition. Yeah, not the most ideal games to start out with, but they were the thoughts that counted. And so after about 2 months of grinding out and eventually beating Back to the Future, I figured it was time for something new. You see, when I was 7, I was a huge car nerd. Whenever I went in the car, I would look out the window and try to name every single car I saw out on the road, and I was also a sucker for car shows. Any car show I heard about, I would automatically want to go. So yeah, I was a car guy. And I figured, how about I ask for a car game for my Xbox? So that year, while writing my Christmas list, I wrote down these exact words: car game for Xbox, and hope for the best. And oh boy, did Santa deliver. Forza Horizon 3, what a gem. No other game I've ever played could ever recapture the vibes this game gave off. When someone asks me what my favorite video game of all time is, this is the game that I say. But why is that, you ask? Out of all the great video games in the world, why would I pick some goofy little car game from 2016? Well, I hope I can answer that question for you today, as we take a deep dive into Forza Horizon 3, and why I think it's peak not just Forza game, but peak video game in general. The year is 2016. The Broncos won the Super Bowl, everyone was dabbing, that guy from Home Alone became President of the United States, and Forza Horizon 3 was gearing up for release. Playground Games had just came off of making Horizon 1 and 2, which were both highly praised. Forza Horizon 3 was announced at E3 2016. The game is to be set in Australia and have the largest and most diverse map ever seen in a Forza game. Director Ralph Fulton came on stage and showed some gameplay demos that looked really good. The game was set for a September 2016 release, and after the conference, only one question remained. Could they do it again? Could they make an even better game than Horizon 1 and 2? Only time would tell. And finally, the day came. Millions of Forza fans around the world lined up at their local GameStops, Best Buys, and Targets to get their hands on a copy, and the game received universal acclaim, scoring a 91 out of 100 on Metacritic and a 9.5 out of 10 on IGN. Windows Central described the game as not just a game, but rather a work of art. In that same article they say, quote-unquote, "What we have here is a triumph, a continuation of a series into the next generation and beyond. With Xbox Play Anywhere, a whole new generation of Forza players will be brought into the mix, and they're gonna absolutely love it. Forza Motorsport is more for the hardcore racing fans. Forza Horizon is for everyone," end quote. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. But we're not here to listen to other people's reviews, we're here to listen to my reviews, so let's jump into it. The game opens with this absolutely beautiful cutscene, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch to fully experience this feeling.
Hey! Yeah, it's Kira. The new boss is already at the site. We're gonna head over that way now. Okay, people, this is day 1 of Horizon Australia. We need to get these cars over to the festival site at Byron Bay.
Listen up, Australia. This is Scott, coming to you live from Horizon Radio. We've traveled halfway across the world, and I can't believe we're finally here.
Looking out the window, and I have to tell you, they have beaches here to take your
They
breath.
may call this the land down under, baby, but all I'm saying is I've never seen anything less down or under.
Big, and it's hot, and the roads are just wide open.
Bro, we talking fast cars, cool beats, summer sun,
Classic style,
blazing days, banging nights,
burnt rubber.
wild parties,
And exotic animals. So put your pedal to the floor as we welcome you to Horizon Australia for the biggest, the best, the most out of control event in the history of the Horizon Festival.
Goosebumps. You then get to drive 2 different cars to the festival site, which is the cover car of this game, the Lamborghini Centenario, and then for the second half, you drive the Baldwin Trophy truck. During the sequence, we're introduced to the 2 main characters, I guess you can call them that. The first character is Kira, who's the festival director like Ben from Forza Horizon 2, and she's okay, I guess. Her voice is very clingy and annoying, and I kind of like Ben better.
Hey boss. Hey boss. Hey boss. Hey boss. Hey boss.
And also we're introduced to my homeboy Warren, who's the mechanic like Ashley from 2. And this man is an absolute menace to society, as you'll see later. Playground Games really nailed his character, and really does have that raging Australian spirit burning in his soul. Anyways, we arrive at the festival, it's still being built, and oh, it's built now. Another sick cutscene plays, and for the first time ever in a Forza game, we're able to pick what character we want, which is great. And also, there's a name list containing what might possibly be every single name ever recorded in human history. Like, seriously, how did they do this? Must have taken up, like, 1/4 of development time. Anyways, once we get all that sorted out, Kira shows us to a dune buggy, and then we race a jeep dangling from a helicopter, no big deal. Okay, this is a very big deal. So yeah, the first thing you do in this game is race a damn helicopter. There's a jeep dangling from it. And there happens to be a person in that dangling jeep, believe it or not. Want to guess who it is? Yep, the menace of society himself, Warren, playing with his life on that jeep. If this is not an accurate representation of the average Australian man, I don't know what is. I really like the showcase event, and I feel like it really helps set the mood for the game. Anyways, we finish the race, pick out our starting car, and then we're finally thrown into the depths of Forza Horizon 3. And now it's time for me to state my case as to why this is the best video game of all time. We're going to start by looking at this game's map, and oh my lord, this map is the best map, not just in Forza, but in a video game in general. The map is split into 4 sections, being Byron Bay, Surfer's Paradise, Yarra Valley, and the ever-so-famous Australian Outback. Let's start by talking about Byron Bay, which is where you first set up shop. It's a cozy little seaside town, complete with a town full of shops and pedestrians, a school bridge. If you drive past all that, you'll find yourself in the vast green wonderland of the Australian rainforest, complete with rivers you can drive through and grass, trees, and branches you can tear up while using an off-road vehicle. And the final feature of Byron Bay is the absolutely gorgeous 12 Apostles Beach, with breathtaking views of the ocean. I remember driving to the beach and just watching the sunset because of how beautiful it was. Hell, for all I knew, it was better than a real sunset on a real beach. All in all, Byron Bay is a great place and a great location to start the festival. Moving on, we have Surfer's Paradise, which is exactly what it sounds like. Clear and clean beaches for miles, complete with a bustling city, a little park, and an empty parking lot perfect for drifting. And somehow this is the only modern city we've ever gotten in a Horizon game, which is absolutely baffling to me. I'm sorry, but Edinburgh and Guanajuato just don't get the job done like this city did. I always loved driving around the city at like 2 miles per hour trying to read what the store sign said. I also remember always building a sick drift car build, like a Nissan Fairlady Z with slick tires and a Rocket Bunny body kit, and trying to get the highest skill score while drifting in the empty parking lot right down the road from the festival. There's also Surfer's Park, which is a tiny little park with a danger sign, which is a nice detail. In the outskirts of the city, there's Silver Sands, which is a beach complete with a shipwreck that you can play around on, and then you have the West Point Tower construction site, complete with plenty of tunnels, ramps, cranes, and cones to throw around on. Overall, Surfer's Paradise is an outstanding place, my personal favorite. And Playground Games, Forza Horizon 6 needs a modern city. Please. The cherry on top, whipped cream, sprinkles, chocolates. Next on deck, we have Yarra Valley, which is probably the least talked about location on this map, mainly because there's not that much compared to the other locations. Yarra Valley is almost like a country part of the map. There's a lot of rural areas complete with dirt roads around the location. Some of the notable locations in Yarra Valley are the Timber Mill, which is a lot like the West Point Tower construction site from Surfer's Paradise, except it's a timber mill, which, for those that don't know, is basically where the logs of the trees go after they get cut down. Which means that Forza is promoting deforestation, oh my god! Anyways, the timber mill is a bunch of dirt roads, the school tunnel that goes to a lake, and a warehouse you can drive through. But the real star of Yarra Valley is the prestigious Maroon Dal Reservoir. Damn! Damn! Now this is peak Australian engineering. This is the best dam that is ever dammed. Just look at that thing. Like that is how to make a... Anyways, enough of me gawking over a dam, and let's get to the final location on this map, which is, of course, the world-renowned Australian Outback. Complete with dirt roads, sand dunes, and kangaroos, this is the true Australian experience. Some of the notable locations here are the Ormiston Gorge, which is a neat little canyon thing that you can drive through, the Mine, which is like a timber mill and West Point Tower type of thing, and last but certainly not least is the Redstone Airstrip. Not only are there warehouses filled with planes you can drive through, and the school tunnel, but also has the airstrip itself, where you can have some absolutely legendary drag races. Let me tell you, the drag races that went down online was the stuff of legends. People in the festival garage cooking up a car build like Walter White and then throwing down in a drag race in the airstrip. Ah, good times. The airport area was also a very popular location among infected players. It was just popular online in general. And that pretty much wraps up the map of this game, and I really appreciate the attention to detail Playground Games put in this map. And it's really a shame that not many people even take a second to notice it and appreciate it because they're too busy flying through the Australian landscape with their cars. Also, I feel like the reason it's the best map is just because of how vibrant and diverse it is. And I feel like that's what the maps in the newer games are missing. I mean, you look at Horizon 3's map, you have beaches, cities, jungles, a dam, and the outback, and the newer games, every year the map just kind of feels the same. And I like to end this segment by saying if you're fortunate enough to still have a copy of Forza Horizon 3, please, 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 just take a minute and slow down and look around. I promise you, you won't regret it. Now moving on, we have the radio stations, which are a staple in any Horizon game. The radio stations in this game are Horizon Pulse, Horizon Base Arena, Horizon Block Party, Epitaph, Vagrant, Future Classic, Hospital Records, and Timeless. Now, for those that don't know what types of song each station plays, I'll go through it real quick. Horizon Pulse is pop music, Base Arena is EDM, Block Party is hip hop, Epitaph is punk rock and metal, Vagrant is regular rock, I guess, I really don't know how to describe it, Hospital is drum and bass, Future Classic exists, and Timeless FM is classical music. Now, in usual Horizon games, the stations come pre-tuned, but in Horizon 3, the game is out, you have to assign radio stations, which is kind of weird. So I have the OG stations from Horizon 1 and 2, only 2 return, being Pulse and Base Arena. So starting off with the new stations introduced in this game, we have Block Party, which has become a serious mainstay ever since its introduction in this game. And I think the Block Party was a great addition to the lineup because Forza's never seen hip-hop before. The station features artists such as DMX, De La Soul, and Run DMC. The next station is Epitaph, which recently made her appearance in Forza Horizon 5. And it was a pretty cool station that I found myself listening to every now and then, with artists like The Offspring, Rancid, and Plague Vendor. Next up is Vagrant, which is a great station with artists like Blink-182, The 1975, and the Get Up Kids. But I don't know why they just didn't use the Horizon XS name. I don't know, I guess it was just so used to having XS as the rock station in a Horizon game. Also, Future Classic. So, Future Classic is like EDM music, and it's really obscure and mysterious. The station is pretty much non-existent besides for the song Pizza Guy by Touch Sensitive. And the final new station is Timeless, which is classical music. And again, I don't see the point of this. Like, why was it even added in the first place in Horizon 2? But I guess there will always be those people who like classical music in racing games. But overall, the musical selection is pretty solid, and while I don't think it's as strong as Horizon 1 or 2, it's still a pretty strong list of songs. Oh, and you can't forget groove music either. Basically, groove music allowed you to play songs that you had saved in your files in your Windows account, which is really cool, as it allowed you to play pretty much any song you wanted without having to mute the game.
Get ready, toilet will be mine, yeah. Ohio town, yeah. Diamonds to mine, I'm on that big Sigma grind. Worry about imposters, I'm way too sus, yeah. For Sigma trust, yeah. Get ready, toilet will be mine.
Moving on, next we have this game's progression, and it's very different to what we've seen from the past 2 games leading up to this one. So the new fad in this game is that you're in charge of the festival, and it's your job to expand throughout Australia, which I thought was a really cool concept. You have to participate in races and showcase events to gain fans, and ultimately more people to come to your festival. It's kind of like an imperialism thing. You're trying to build your festival and conquer Australia. When you eventually level up your festival to the max amount, you then partake in a final showcase event where you have an epic race against a literal blimp. And then, you did it. You successfully built the best festival in Horizon history, and then you're presented with the credits. And this is the one thing I'll miss about the old Forza games, the proper ending, the finale. Now with Forza games, there's really no proper ending. It's pretty much just keep playing until there's no new content left. I'll always love a good proper ending, and it's something I would kill to have in a modern Forza game. A bunch of new features were added in this game as well, such as the auction house where players could auction off cars they didn't want and sell them for credits, the blueprint system where people could create their own races and bucket list challenges for other people to complete, Forza Vista, a beloved feature from the motorsport games that let you look at the engine and all the other features on the car, custom license plates, custom car horns, and midnight battles, which were a more cleaned up version of the Star Showdowns from Horizon 1. Basically, it was a street race that took place at midnight, hence the name, and you would go up against a car that isn't available to get. And the only way you would be able to get that car is by beating them in the street race. This is one of my favorite parts of Horizon 3, and all the other things I just mentioned, such as the auction house and blueprints, have become series mainstays ever since they first appeared in this game. Now, of course, the main stars of the show in any Forza game are the cars. This game had a whopping 528 total cars, including DLC, which at the time was insane. Horizon 3 also did not forget to show some love to the Australian automotive scene, throwing in plenty of cars from the premier Australian car maker Holden. Some of my favorite Aussie cars are the Holden Sandman, the Holden Maloo, and the Ford Ute. And for those of you wondering what the hell a Ute is, it's basically the body of a pickup truck with a ridiculously powerful and fast engine thrown in it. Also, this game had some of the best car pack DLCs in the franchise, with car packs such as the Smoking Tire car pack with the Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor and the Jeep CG5 Renegade, the Duracell car pack with the Chevy Camaro ZL1 and the Land Rover Series 3, the Mountain Dew car pack with the Ferrari F50 and Lotus 311. But out of all of these car packs, the best one was without a doubt the Hoonigan car pack, which is part of Forza's collaboration with legendary rally driver Ken Block, rest in peace. This car featured some of the most dripped out cars I've ever seen in my entire life. The cars featured in this pack were the 1979 Hoonigan K5 Chevy Blazer, the 1955 Hoonigan Chevy Bel Air, the 1972 Hoonigan Chevy Napalm Nova, the 1978 Hoonigan Ford Escort, the 1992 Hoonigan Mazda RX-7, the 1991 Hoonigan Porsche 911 Turbo, and of course the 1965 Hoonigan Hoonicorn Mustang. I remember begging my parents to give me this car pack. I mean, how can I not? I need to peep my trip around Australia. Come on, you know how it is. But overall, Horizon 3 has to have one of the strongest car lists in the series, and each car feels unique and fun to drive. Also, Reliant Supervan is the best car in this game, no questions asked. Moving on, we have the absolutely awesome DLCs in this game. We already talked about the car DLCs, but now I'm talking about the new maps we got. In December of 2016, Blizzard Mountain was released, which was the first time we've ever seen snow in a Forza game. With slippery roads, blinding snowstorms, and a giant icy lake you could drive on, a barn find, and new cars, this was definitely a great expansion. The whole idea is that you had to complete races and do specific things in races, such as getting 10 great E-Drift skills, or 25 wreckage skills to get 3 stars and eventually become King of the Mountain, which is the greatest weird flex of all time. When someone asks me what my greatest accomplishment was in my life, I'm going to tell them, yeah, I'm King of Blizzard Mountain, tread lightly. This DLC also introduced some new cars too, such as the 1966 Ford F100 trophy truck, the 2016 Nissan Titan, the 2016 Subaru No. 199WRX, and the poster child of this expansion, the 2016 Ford Yamaha 9 Focus that you unlock after becoming King of the Mountain. Also, the Barn Find, which is the International Scout 800A. Sorry if that was a spoiler to people who haven't played it yet. So yeah, the main focus here is on off-road and rally cars, such like Storm Island from Horizon 2. Some more new features are snow tires, which give you better grip on the roads, and if you do happen to buy the expansion, you get a new song added to the Horizon Pulse Station for some reason. The song is Safe and Sound by Justice, which is the song that plays during the cutscene from when you first arrive. It's a banger, and when you get a chance, you should really listen to it. So overall, Blizzard Mountain was an awesome expansion, a very underrated one. This expansion was overshadowed by something much, much bigger. Every Forza fan remembers where they were on May 9th, 2017, the day Horizon 3 Hot Wheels was released, and my god, what an expansion this thing was. This has got to be arguably one of the best video game DLCs of all time. This was a bigger collab than Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre could ever pull off. This was art. This expansion had everything you could possibly want for a Hot Wheels themed expansion. Speed boosts, loop-de-loops, flaming rings to jump through, and even mechanical dinosaurs. Elliot Handler would have collapsed if he saw this. The progression of this is pretty much the same as Blizzard Mountain. Try to win the races and get all the stars to conquer Hot Wheels. Throughout the map you'll find a bunch of different things, such as another modern city, would you look at that? Jurassic Jungle, which is filled with a bunch of mechanical dinosaurs, Rusty Reef, which has a shipwreck for you to explore, and my personal favorite in the Hot Wheels map is Spiral Summit, which is a giant 1080 corkscrew loop-de-loop that runs to the top of a mountain. Also, the DLC cars in this expansion were top tier, with heavy hitters such as the 2005 Hot Wheels Mustang, the 2011 Hot Wheels Bone Shaker, the 2012 Hot Wheels Rip Rod, and of course the iconic 1969 Hot Wheels Twin Mill. And also, the barn find in this map is the 1932 Ford Deluxe Coupe, which at first seems puny and slow, but add a few engine upgrades to it, and my god, this thing is a force to be reckoned with. So overall, this expansion is absolutely amazing, and I think without a doubt the best one in the Horizon series. And frankly, it really pisses me off that they did Hot Wheels again for the expansion in Horizon 5. It's disrespectful and lazy of them to use the same idea and they expect it to be automatically better because it's the newest game with better graphics. And also, both of the expansions in Horizon 5 have already been done. First, it was Hot Wheels, and now with Rally Adventure. If you don't remember, Horizon 1 already had a rally-themed expansion. But anyways, this game had some great expansions, and probably Hot Wheels and Blizzard Mountain were the last good expansions we've ever gotten. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you made it this far, congratulations. And obviously, everything I covered in this video is just scratching the surface of this game, and if I touch up on everything, this video would be like 70 hours long. But I think I've come up with one more reason as to why this game is my favorite, and it's honestly just the memories I made with this game. Getting up early just to play a quick race, trying out glitches I found online, finally becoming king of the mountain, binge watching AR-12 and Jack Ultramotive's Horizon 3 content, and showing off all the cars in my garage to my family whenever they would come over. I'm gonna end this video off with a quote by a man named Isaac Bashevis Singer. "The greatness of art is not to find what is common, but what is unique." Hey guys, Cheesesteak here. Just want to say thanks again for watching this video. This video was just such a long process. Took about like maybe 5 months to make because I started writing the script for this video back in like February. And then I started, recording all the voice clips in March. And then just throughout the whole month of April, May, and obviously a little bit of June, I was just non-stop editing this thing, trying to polish it and just make it as good as I could for you guys. So yeah, this is overall just a passion project. I might do more retrospective videos in the future. I'm planning on doing maybe a Forza Horizon 2 retrospective video next. But yeah, I just hope you enjoyed, and thank you a lot. Peace.